Hey Michael, it's Andy Rank, President of Mass Mobile Marketing here, and I just wanted to take a few minutes today to explain the power of mobile app marketing to your audience and just to give you guys a sense of where the trends are going and so that you're ahead of the curve and you can keep up with what's happening, what's shifting to keep your businesses on the cutting edge, to see ROI on your marketing and to actually drive more business with this stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I just want you to think about everybody in the audience watching today. How many of you have a smartphone or a tablet right now? And as many of you know, when Apple released the iPad last year, it took the whole world by storm. It's kind of changed everything, and we're really seeing a shift from desktop applications into these mobile devices, and that's why it's so important as a business owner that you recognize and understand the power and sort of the wave that's coming. So the whole world is going mobile. There will be 1 billion smartphones expected by 2013 in just a couple years. This is going to be a $38 to $58 billion market by 2014. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, but Google acquired Motorola Mobility for about $13 billion. So, Google sees this shift coming and they're positioning themselves to be a big major player in it. And if you know about Google and their search engine, that about 10% of all their page views are mobile, which is pretty phenomenal. So 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but that wave is coming. Really, it's just happened in the last few years where more people are doing searches and looking for things on their mobile devices. And there have been about 100 billion push notifications sent. So you may not know what a push notification is. That's where I, as an app owner or app developer, can send out messages directly to anybody that has my app installed on their mobile device. So it would pop up if you have a smartphone, you know what I'm talking about. Those things will they'll just pop up on the phone as a notification that something's going on with that app that they need to go check on. So from a marketing standpoint, it's very, very powerful. And I'm just going to throw out a bunch of really cool statistics that I've researched and come up with here, and hopefully it will build the case for you in your mind that this mobile wave is here. It's only going to get bigger. And right now, about 40% of the U.S. population owns a smartphone. So that's 4 out of every 10 people have some sort of smartphone device. And that number is only going to grow in the next couple of years, from 40% to about 65%. You'll see different numbers here and there, but it's coming. The wave is here, as I keep saying. 65% of people will have some sort of a smartphone and or tablet by 2015. And this is a really interesting slide. It just goes to show you what people are doing. They're spending more time on mobile apps versus browsers every day. And you can see here a couple years ago, not even a couple years ago, it was flip-flopped. And about this time last year, the mobile stuff was starting to catch up. And then in June of this year, mobile app consumption or mobile app usage has increased or surpassed that of web browsing. So again, just another nugget to show you that people are using their mobile devices more and more. And I think this stat, probably more than any of the others, really tells the story that by the year 2013, mobile devices will outsell their computer counterpart. It's not going to be you going to your desktop every morning and firing up your computer to see what's going on. You're going to pull out your tablet, you're going to pull out your iPhone, you're going to pull out your Android phone, and that's how you're going to experience the world and experience what's going on out there. And for those of you that already have smartphones, I think you already know what I'm talking about. And here's just another statistic that just shows how much the app revolution, if you will, has exploded here in the last few years. 2007, it was sort of just starting out as the iPhone was introduced, and steadily, in 2011, iPhone sales just exploded. So there are about 20 billion apps have been downloaded between the iPhone and Android devices over just the last 3 years. People are accepting apps. They know how they work. They're used to downloading them on their phones. Here's again just some more growing trends just to show you that the Apple App Store contains about 425,000 apps. Android has about 220,000 apps, and that number changes obviously every day. And you can see here that the number of these are Android statistics, that the new Android apps per month just continues to grow every single month. And I heard this one last week, and I thought this was absolutely incredible as well. And I guess for my own use, I guess I'm kind of a geek, so I may not be a typical user, but I know with my iPhone, I have it with me or near me just about all day long. And I think that's true for most people because, people are always checking emails, they're chatting, they're getting their Facebook updates, they're sending stuff to Twitter, using apps. So people are really married to these devices. It's actually pretty incredible. So after seeing all those stats, that the evidence is pretty clear. This mobile app or mobile device wave is here. People are adapting, and the market is shifting toward mobile devices. So for you as a business person, there's a huge opportunity here, and that's really my mission today is to make you aware of this opportunity and show you how you can benefit from it to get more customers, to provide a better experience for your customers, and to build your brand and ultimately, hopefully, make more sales. I just want to run through a demo app that we put together for Burger Bar 419, and this is a demo app that would work on iPhone, iPad, and Android mobile devices, and this is pretty cool. I'm going to run through this rather quickly. I've got 5 minutes on this video, so you'll get the gist of it. But this is the very first screen that you would see when you launch the app on your phone. We've tried to one of the things we really emphasize when we do any kind of work for clients is the branding part of it and, the strong visual. And what's cool about it is you guys have such a great logo. It made it really easy to do that for the app home screen. So what you can see here is we've got, some typical icons. And what's cool about it, with the swipe of your finger, or in this case, the swipe of my mouse, I can scroll back and forth between all of these different functionalities that we built into this app. And keep in mind, I've kind of just built this, just kind of off the cuff, and there may be things you want to change or add. And I put some things in here that are examples. For example, the menu, you can have your menu in there. I didn't populate it with your actual menu, but what's neat about this whole thing is that we give you access to an administrative control panel that you can go in and make changes to the content. So if you have a menu item that needs to be changed or deleted, or the pricing changes or whatever, you can go and do that very easily. The other thing that's really, really important about apps is that you have some sort of loyalty component built into this. And there are 3 different ways we can do it with this app, and you may not use all of them, but I put them in here just to illustrate how it would work. There's a rewards deal, and think of it as a digital punch card. So what happens is, you can make this 10 visits, whatever it is. In this case, I made 5. So after you go 4 times, you get 10% off your next order. So what happens is you click on you would hand the phone to the server, or the person behind the counter would have a secret code that only your office people would know. They put it in, they click on the stamp icon, and boom, it puts a cool little logo that says approved. So you've got 3 more you got to get that 10% off, or 4 more. All right, so that's one way to build loyalty. So it's like a digital punch card. The second way is it's a very similar thing. It's just a little bit different. This uses a QR code. So if you're familiar with that, this would be something you would have, at the point of purchase, or servers would have it with them when they took somebody's order, that they could scan this. You click this scan QR code, it would scan it, unlock it, and in this case they need to get 6, and on their 7th one they would get 10% off. And it could be anything. It could be a free meal, it could be a free beverage, whatever it is that you want to do. So let's see here. Let's see that actually I have this out of order a little bit. We want to look at Let's see here. Oh, it was right in front of me. Check in. And this is kind of cool because this is a GPS based system. So you can see here that it wants to know where our current location is. So this works kind of the same way. It knows when you get to that particular location. So it knows when it's at your physical location by GPS, and then it gives you the opportunity to scan. You're not quite there. You need to get a little bit closer in order to unlock it. So you can share this with your friends, and again, it kind of creates that viral component about it. So actually, I'm pretty far away from there, or from your location, but it brings it up, and when you get there, then you can check in, and it doesn't use any sort of QR code. I misspoke there. When you get to the location, you check in, and it says, "Cool, you're there." All right. So those are the 3 ways you can build in loyalty. Some of the other things is you can build in your Yelp reviews. We don't want that because we already have it built in. So it's got your Yelp stuff, which builds social proof, which is kind of cool. A gallery of photos. You can put your photos in here, and it'll pop them up, which is kind of nice. I'm going to run through this stuff really quickly. Location, so that would just bring up your map. Let's see here. We've got events, so if you have special events. A fan wall is pretty cool because people can post things on it. It's called a fan wall. It really has nothing to do with Facebook, but it's just a way for people to start talking. You can have a thing here if you want to show other businesses that are around you. This may or may not be something you want to do. A tip calculator. Photo email is kind of cool because if somebody's at your restaurant, they can take pictures. So you could do a photo contest or something. You can encourage people to take photos while they're there, upload them. It sends them to you via email. You could post them on your website, post them in the gallery on the app. A variety of different things. Voice notes, same kind of thing. That may not make sense really for this, but it's something you can do. Basically, what it does is it allows people to record an audio message and send it to you. So you could have some fun with that as well. Messages, what that is the app has the ability to do what's called push messages, and this is probably, along with the loyalty stuff, is probably one of the most powerful aspects of the app in that you're able to, from that back-end administrative control panel, send people or send everyone that has that app installed a push message, a message that comes up like a text message on their phone. So what's cool about that is you could offer, say you're having a slow night, having a slow day, whatever. You can say, look, anyone that comes in here between 6 and 8 tonight is going to get 20% off their tab, whatever it is. So you can, or you can announce events, you could announce other special deals. So that is really a powerful thing. What's cool about it is you could put in links to other parts of the apps. You could even do video. So there's lots of different ways to use the messages part of it. So that's one of the most powerful aspects of it. This tip calculator, kind of a nice little thing to have for people. Something for them to have. A little notepad app, again, may or may not make sense. It kind of runs onto that third page, so it may make sense to take it off of there. And I don't know. I don't know if you probably don't take reservations, but if you did, we have integration into OpenTable. For reservations, which we can do pretty easily. So if that's something that would be important to you, we can certainly do that. But I just want to share this with you and show you some of the possibilities here, because I think you may or may not know, but mobile marketing is starting the wave that wave is starting to rise, and it's going to become even more gigantic than it already is becoming, in terms of people just digital books outselling physical books. By next year, mobile devices like smartphones and tablets will outsell desktop PCs. So the world's going this way, and I think for anybody that is a business owner, especially restaurants, there's a huge opportunity to create loyalty, create a viral environment. Oh, one of the other things I forgot to put in here that we can add, is your Facebook presence. We can also add, Twitter, any of that kind of stuff that you're doing. It'd be good to have Facebook and some of the other social media things. So that wraps up my demo and my little overview of mobile marketing and apps for your business. Michael, I really appreciate the time today. And if any of your audience has any questions, I know you'll give them my contact information. And I know that I've worked out a special deal together just for the audience. So I'll tell them all about that. But again, thanks so much for your time, and thanks for everybody for listening.